Well, hello everybody, and happy Thursday. This is Lisa Freeman coming to you live on Facebook. I just plugged my microphone in. Sorry about that. I forgot. It is, let me see what's today, December 9th, 2021. It's the same forwards and backwards. So if you write 12/9/21, it goes backwards the same thing, which I just noticed because I had to write it all day at work. Anyway, I've got 4 cards for you tonight. So we are doing 4 last minute Christmas cards, all with the same stamp set. And this is the stamp set we're going to be using. Really just one stamp. It's not even the stamp set. It's just this one stamp right here. So this is Thinking, Thanks, and Peace. And we're just using that one right there. So these are pretty easy cards. I know I'm probably crazy for doing 4 cards tonight because I had to work all day. And then I just got home at 6:30. And then I just like threw down some food real quick and changed my clothes and put my pajamas on. And now I'm coming to you live. So I'm not showing my stuff. I have my pajamas on. And I was going to come on camera, but I kind of look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because I have to wear a mask all day at work. And now I've got this like kind of sore on the tip of my nose from that mask rubbing all the time. And I keep putting lotion on it and it just won't go away. So I'm not showing myself right now. So anyway, let me see if anybody's on here. Let me get my computer going. Oh, hey Pam. Hey Starla. Hey Linda. Hey Sharon. So, of course my camera's crooked. Let me get it straight. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm so glad to have you. So I've got 2 super easy cards and then 2 a little bit stepped up only because they've got a pretty ribbon. And look at this bow. Is that not like the most beautiful bow you've ever seen? I just love it, love it, love it. And this one has the ruffly ribbon, so we're going to be doing that. So if you have this stamp set, you can make all these cards. They're super easy. I used all different designer series papers on each one. I kind of did one, and I was like, you know, these are such easy cards. I think I'm just going to like pick a piece of designer paper from all the packs I have laying around, and I just stamped Peace on Earth on everything, and this one I put it on the white and used the designer series paper for the background. But they're super easy, so I hope you'll stick around for the whole video and see all of them. And I've got my recipes. I promised you I would have my recipe for Brunswick stew. So let me get these out of the way real quick. And if you want to take a screenshot of this, hopefully you can just take a screenshot and get it. I think it looks big enough. So hopefully you guys can see it. Is that clear enough for you guys to take a screenshot? You think? I can see it pretty good. But it's so easy. It's just boneless, skinless chicken breast. If I use 3 to 4, so if you have like 3 big giant breasts or 4 like smaller breasts, and I use boneless, skinless breast because I don't like anything except breast meat. So if you want to use a whole chicken, you can use a whole chicken. If you do a whole chicken, you can actually use water instead of chicken broth because the boneless, skinless breasts don't give you any like juice or anything. So I always use chicken broth, but if you're using a whole chicken with all the junk on it, then you can just use water. Then 1 onion diced, 3 to 4 ribs of celery, depending on your preference, how much you like, diced up. 3 to 4 potatoes, peeled and diced. Again, that's how you like potatoes. If you like a lot of potatoes, use 4. Or if they're big potatoes, you can just use 3. 7 to 8 cups of chicken broth. That's like 2 boxes of the big, you know, the big boxes of the chicken broth. And then you put all that in a pot, and then you let it cook for about an hour. You turn it up to boiling for just a minute till it gets to boil, then turn it down and let it simmer for about an hour. Oh, and salt and pepper. And then 1 pound of frozen corn, 1 pound of frozen lima beans or butter beans, 2 cans of petite diced tomatoes, half a cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce, and 1 teaspoon Tabasco sauce, or Frank's. I use Frank's because I don't like spicy, and 1 can of tomato soup. And you just dump, after you cook this first for an hour, you take the chicken out, pull it all off the, well, if it's just boneless, skinless breast, you just cut it up. But it really like just falls apart pretty much. But if you're using a whole chicken, just cut it up. Then you dump all this in here, bring it back to a boil, and let it cook for another, then turn it down to low, put the lid on, let it cook for about another hour or so, and then it's done. You just kind of stir it like every 20 minutes or so. And then if you want to thicken it, which I always do, I take about a tablespoon or two of cornstarch in a little bowl, mix it with a little water, and then pour it in, and then stir it up. And then I cook those Sister Schubert's rolls with it, which are like to die for. And that's like a perfect dinner for a cold night. So that's it. Starla says, love those cards, love that font and saying. Linda says, how do you do a screenshot? It depends on what you're on. So like if you're on an iPhone, you press two buttons together and it just takes a picture of whatever's on your screen. If whatever phone you have or computer, whatever, just Google how do I do a screenshot, so you can come back and watch the replay and take a screenshot. But it should tell you online exactly how to do it with your phone. It's pretty easy. All right, so hopefully you got that. And then I've got some Christmas cards to show you. I got a bunch of Christmas cards in the mail the last couple days. So this one is from Carol Reed. I thought that was really pretty. I love, that was a punch we used to have a long time ago. So I love that card. This one is from, let's see, who is it from? Oh, Charlotte. And she's one of my customers. This one is from, I love this card, Starla, who's watching right now. Starla Clark, one of my downline. Love, love, love this card. And I see this is like glitter paper stamped on. I didn't even know you could stamp on that, but that's really pretty. I love it, love it. This one, I used to love that stamp set we had. This one is from Debbie Chebitar, one of my customers. And I did a recipe kind of thing. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, I had a post a while back about sending me Christmas cards with recipes, and I'll send you a Christmas card back with a recipe. So all these have recipes in them. This one is from Kathy Haglich, who's another one of my downline. Love that one. So those are just some of the cards that I got in the mail. And I'll be sending you guys back a card with the recipe if you sent yours. So let's get started. So we're just going to start with, let's see, I think we'll start with this one. So this is super easy. All you need is a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 white, a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 Misty Moonlight, and a piece of 5 by 3 3/4 of the Designer Series paper, Peaceful Place. So you can take a screenshot of that if you want. That's all you need. Oh, and a little scrap for that. I cut that out. So teeny little scrap to stamp that on. All right, so let's get started. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to take these off, and you're just going to be like blown away how easy this card is. All I did was stamp the words on it. So we're going to take, I used Memento Black for this one. So you're just going to ink it up. Normally I trim my stamps up really close, but I didn't have time to do that. I had to work all day yesterday because we have 2 people out with COVID right now. So we're all covering shifts. So I'm like exhausted because I've been working like nonstop. And I didn't get off till like 4 yesterday. I came home, made all these cards, went to bed, got up and went back to work again. All right, so you're going to stamp this right at the bottom and try not to get the bird on top of your trees. And just give it a good press. And there you go. All right, and then what I did was cut out one of these little doves and glued it down to there. So we're going to put the card together first. And I didn't do anything on the inside just to save time, but you can always stamp like some trees on the inside or, you know, whatever you want. But I figured since I'm doing 4 cards, I'm not going to do the inside too, because we can go back and do that later. And these are just so easy. All right, and then just put a teeny bit of glue on this one, on the little dove. You don't want them to squirt out the edge. And just let that sit for a second. Oops, it's crooked. Can you guys hear me good? I hope so. Oops. Can't get it to stop moving. Whoops. It's still crooked. He doesn't want to stay down. He's flying away. I'm telling you what, it has been crazy at work. Crazy, crazy. Like, everybody's got COVID now because of Thanksgiving, I think. Everybody went to Thanksgiving with their families and friends, and now they're all getting sick. So it's been crazy busy. And everybody wants a rapid test. It's like, I just want a rapid test. All right, so there you go. Then we're going to put some... Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot to do is sponge this. Darn it. Hold on. We can stick some paper in there and do it again. Okay. I need to slow down. All right, so I've got my sponging brush, my blending brush, and I need a piece of scrap paper. All right, we're going to try and stick some scrap paper right here. I just want it really light, like right there. All right, there we go. All right, so now we've got it sponged, and then we're going to put some rhinestones on here. So I've got some rhinestones and my take your pick tool. So we're just going to put a few of these on here. One kind of medium size one and a couple little ones. And whoops, stick in there. All right, so then we're going to sprinkle some Wink Stella. Got to have a little sparkle on there. I did not go to sleep last night until 2:30, and then I woke up at 4 o'clock. So I only got an hour and a half of sleep last night, and I don't know why, but I just could not sleep. Do you ever get those nights where you are so tired and then you go to bed and you just lay there and your brain just won't shut off? This one's not working very good. Let me see if I... Oh, there it comes. I know you guys probably can't see it, but it's on there. All right, so that was it. That's how easy that card is. So boom, you're done. So this is the piece that's in the Peaceful Place that has like 4 squares, and it's got a big tree on the left and then this piece on the right. So I just cut it at 3.5, and then I trimmed off a little bit off the top. So that's how you do for that one. So easy peasy lemon squeezy for there. I don't know if you can see, this one has better shimmer on it, the Wink of Stella. Oh, I forgot to do Wink of Stella on the bird too. Hold on. I just made these last night and I've already forgot. So let's color him with some Wink of Stella, or maybe it's a girl dove, I don't know. All right, there we go. All right, so that was the easiest card. What do you think? You like it? Sounds good. So I was laying there last night and I'm just like trying to go to sleep, So I couldn't go to sleep. So I get on my phone and I'm like checking email and doing stuff. And usually if I do that, I'll fall asleep. It didn't work. So I just laid there. Finally, I fell asleep, but I woke up like an hour and a half later and then couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm like ready for bed right now. All right, so you need 5.5 by 8.5 white for this one, 5.25 by 4 Misty Moonlight, 5 by 3 3/4 of the Designer Series paper. This is Beauty of the Earth. This is the one that has like the trees and the leaves and stuff on it. And then, oops, 4.25 by 3 white, and 1.5 by 3 Misty Moonlight, and then a snowflake. And that's it. So take a screenshot of that one. Thanks, Sharon. All right, so hopefully you got that, and we're gonna start it. This is another easy one. And then I started watching YouTube videos, and I was watching one of my favorites, Artful Stampin' with Ruth. She's from the UK. I love her videos, and she was doing like a one-sheet wonder, and it was so pretty. And I was like taking screenshots of everything she did. All right, so this one we're just going to stamp on, oops, the little white piece right here. So we're just going to do it all the way to the right side. Again, this time we're going to use the Misty Moonlight. and ink it up. These cards are so easy. I just was like, oh, we could whip these out in no time. So you can pick one and do a bunch of them or do all of them. All right, and then stamp. I think I should have done this a little bit closer to the edge, but that's all right. Oh, you guys can't even see this. I've got like off the screen almost. All right, and then that's all we have to stamp. Oh, yeah, we're not doing a spare one on here. So this one I didn't do an extra dub. I just stamped it once and that was it. All right, and then we're going to glue this piece down a little bit from the edge. So maybe like right here. And it looks like it's a little sliver off maybe. Nope, it's good. Just get it straight. It's crooked. Oops. Nothing's cooperating with me tonight. Okay, there we go. All right, it is just a teensy bit off, but that's okay. I think it's still a little crooked. All right, so we're going to glue that down. That goes on top of the designer series paper. Oops, let me glue this down first. I'm going ahead of myself. All right, so we're going to put this piece on first. And this one is straight. The top one is crooked. And I did that mainly because the snowflake wouldn't fit straight. So I had to tilt it a little bit. But I kind of like how it looks. So the snowflake was too big to go in the corner unless I tilted it. Thanks, Wanda. Thanks, Beverly. Hey, Beverly. And then this one is going to go a little bit catty-cornered. So you just want to tilt it a little bit up to the side. And as far over as you can get it. And then we're going to put the snowflake on with a glue dot. And, oops, not sticking. It was so cold this morning. I was running late for work because I was so tired. I couldn't get out of bed this morning when the alarm went off. And I started getting ready to leave, and I looked out the window and saw my car was covered in frost. And I was like, oh, great. This is not like barely fitting on here. I should have put it just a teeny bit over. All right, and then we're going to tie our little bow. And so I looked out the window and I saw this frost all over my car, and I was like, crud, because I was already running late. So then I started my car. I have one of those automatic starter things, and I started it and I waited a few minutes, and then I went out there. It hadn't hardly done anything. And I went to open the car door and it wouldn't open, and it was like frozen shut. And I said, I can't believe it's this cold out here that my car door would freeze shut, because it never does that. But it was like 30 degrees out. And so at first I thought the door wouldn't unlock. So I pulled it, and then I unlocked it again with the thing, and nothing happened. I was like, oh, great. So I was like panicking that I was going to be late for work. All right, we're just going to tie a little bow. And I cut this in half. So I went down the whole thing and cut it in half that way. Just like right up the middle. And then it makes the bow, I think, a little bit more fluffy. So you're just going to tie a little bit, wrap it around. This is the easy bow. The other one, the gold one, is the one that's hard to do. Not really hard, but a little bit more difficult. But I brought my tweezers with me. So I'll show you how I did it, because that is like the prettiest bow I've ever done, I think. So I got to work, and then by the time we opened at 8 o'clock, we must have had 25 people waiting at the front door to come in. Oh, and in case you don't know, I work at an urgent care center. That's why we're so busy. All right, then just trim this up. And we're going to glue that down with a glue dot. Isn't that pretty? I just think these bows are so pretty with this metallic mesh ribbon. It's just so cute. I love it. All right, so we'll put that on with the glue dot. And then we got to put, some rhinestones and Wink of Stella. Because you can never have enough bling on your card. So get those rhinestones. Oops, I lost them. Oh, where did they go? I don't know. Okay, great. Now I've lost the rhinestones. Oh, here they are. Okay. Y'all think I'm losing my mind. I'm so tired. Just about to fall asleep. I was like that at work today. The last couple hours, I had to work open to 6. And the last couple hours, I was dragging so bad. And I was checking people in. And I was asking them, like, you know, what are you here for? And they'd tell me. And then I'd, you know, ask them a couple questions. I'm like, what are you here for again? Like, my short-term memory is like gone. It was just one of those days. And I just was so tired. I think tonight my head is going to hit the pillow. And I'm going to just, like, conk out. All right, more Wink of Stella. I think I need a different one because this one's not coming out very good. All right, so tap this on here. Can you see that? This one's coming out really good. Let me hold it up and see if you can see it. Oh my gosh, it's so sparkly and beautiful. I love it. I think you can see it, like, especially right in here. It looks so pretty. Love it. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so I think we're done with the blue now. So that's our blue ones. So we've got these. Oops, my paper just fell on the floor. All right, so far we got these done. Now we got the other two. So, and oh, don't forget to leave a comment so you can win the cards. And I forgot, of course, to pick names today because I barely got on here just in the nick of time. I think I was about 2 minutes late. All right, I need to clean the stamp real quick. If you're going from a dark color to a dark color, you don't have to really clean it that much, but just get off the excess because we're going to Blackberry Bliss, which is another dark color. So we don't have to worry too much. All right, so for this one, we're going to be doing this card. So you need 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 soft suede, 4 by 5 1/4 Blackberry Bliss, 5 by 3 3/4 of the DSP Harvest Meadow, and a little teeny piece of Blackberry Bliss 3 3/4 by 1/2. And then, oh, the ribbon too, that gold ribbon. This one right here. And we're going to do the gathering technique on there. Oh, and you also need a scrap because I did stamp that one and cut it up. So you just stamp it on a piece of scrap paper. I just ink up just the top of the stamp it, and then fussy cut it out. So I've already done that ahead of time for this one. All right, so then we're going to, this is another easy one. We just stamp, and that's it. I was like making these cards so fast last night, and I was like, man, I could make 1,000,000 of these in like an hour. And if you don't do like all the extra stuff, if you don't put all the rhinestones and all the ribbon, which that's what makes it extra beautiful, then it really only takes like a couple minutes. All right, so ink this up really good. And we're going to stamp that right near the top. And I hope I'm not coming off the paper. I know I probably am. I don't know why I got the camera tilted too much or something tonight because I'm going off the bottom of the thing. Everybody loves these cards, yay! I'm so glad. All right, so I think my pad's a little bit dry. Doesn't show up quite as dark as I want. This would be a good one to do the Stamparatus on, so then you can ink it up a few times. All right, so then we're just going to glue this to the bottom with the green glue. And put that down here. And then, do you guys remember how I do the gathered ribbon technique with this gold ribbon? This is like the best ribbon to do this technique with. Love it. And it's staying in the catalog. Oh, and in case you don't know, the Peaceful Place and the Blackberry Bliss paper are coming back next week. So they will be back in stock in just a few days. I think one's coming in the 10th and one is coming in like the 15th or something. But that's a good news. But if you want some, make sure you get it like as soon as it's back in stock, because once that order that they just are getting in is gone, then it'll be gone for good. And then put that one down on here. And then we need to glue our little bird on. Oh, so funny story this morning. So the second patient I went to check in, you know, I asked him a couple questions, and I get to the address and stuff. And I was like, is your address still? And I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute, that's my address. And I looked at the guy and I'm like, I said, you used to live in my house. I said, what are the odds of that? And so we just were sitting there talking. But that's the person I bought the house from. And I was like, that's so funny, because I've never met him before. But I said, I love your house, especially since I redid everything in it. Because it needed a lot of work. But look at my hands are so dry from hand sanitizer all day long. And I even put lotion on everything. But I got to use it like after every single patient. But I just thought that was so funny. And this morning I got up, and when I get up it's dark, and I was getting ready, and then I went to eat breakfast, and my house is on the water, so I was sitting there in the dark looking out the window in the kitchen. But once the sun came up, I got to watch the sunrise, and the sun comes up right over the water, and all the ducks were out there in the water just like floating around. It was like the most beautiful, calming scene ever. So all I do is cut this straight across, and then you just kind of pull the threads out a little bit and then clip that off. But it was the most beautiful sunrise this morning, and I took a couple pictures, and I was like, I could just sit here and stare out that window all day long. All right, so you got to get like one or two of the middle threads, and for some reason I'm having difficulty today. That's just how my day is going. Okay, I should have done one of these ahead of time. I cannot grab one. Hold on. All right, I have never had a problem doing these ribbons before. For some reason, this is not coming out. What is going on? I like just can't grab one. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy. Okay. We're going to just cut another piece and start over. For some reason, it's not wanting to come out right there. I don't know why. I do this like constantly with this ribbon, and I've never had a problem getting one of the strands together to come out. But for some reason, it's not working right this minute. There we go. Okay. Finally. Just couldn't get my finger on it. Okay, so you just grab a thread, and then you just start pulling and gather it, and then you just push it down, and really, normally, it never is that hard to do. I just think, for some reason, my mojo is not working today. I think I'm just too tired. I just feel like I'm going to fall asleep in a second. It's one of those days where you just want to come home and eat like a whole thing of ice cream and veg out on the couch. You ever just have days like that? And you're just so tired and all you want is sugar. Alright, so you just keep like pushing it down until you get enough that you'll have to go across. So I need to push this a lot more down. And then when you get it long enough, oh, we're going to put a piece of, tear and tape down here. So put a piece of tear and tape right across the middle and press that down. And pull it off. Alright, so then you just keep pulling this. And eventually, like by tomorrow, we'll have enough ribbon to lay down. I know you guys are like, Lisa's just having a bad day. Okay, we're almost there. Only 2 more hours and we'll have enough ribbon. I'm cracking up. I do this ribbon technique like all the time and I've never had this much trouble with it. All right, so it's just like coming out everywhere. All right, so we're just gonna pinch that down on the edge. Looks like a whole streamer over here. I hope nobody's like watching this for the first time thinking, man, Lisa's like the most uncoordinated person I've ever seen. All right, so scrunch this on here and then just kind of press it down so it's all scrunched together. This end looks terrible. I don't know what the heck's going on down here. But we need to pull this down a little bit. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's a mess. Let's cut some of these strands off. Okay. So, I think that side looks awful, but it's stuck down now. Okay, who is laughing at me right now, looking at the screen going, man, she's having a horrible day. Okay, that looks so bad. But we're stuck with it. All right, so we're going to put some pearls on here. And just pretend like you don't see that part right there. I'll have to redo it after I get off of here. All right, so we're just going to put a few little gold pearls. These are my favorite little metallic pearls. I haven't even looked at the comments to see what you're doing. Hey, Diane. Hey, Wanda. Wanda says, I love to hear you talk. Taylor says, thanks, appreciate these cards. I'm down to the deadline. Can't find the additional cards I've made. So need to make some more. Oh, good. I'm glad you like these. Well, don't do that ribbon technique that I just screwed up. It really is easy. I don't know what happened with that. It was just not cooperating. Hopefully my other ribbon, this one, will come out better because that one, it just came out so perfect last night. It took me like 2 minutes and I just did it. And I was like, love it. All right, so it came out good except for right there. We'll just put my hand over it so you won't, here, we'll just swap it out. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we're done with that one. Now we're going to work on this beautiful one. I saved the best for last. This is my favorite one. So for this one, you need a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 white, a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 Blackberry Bliss, a piece of 5 by 3 3/4 of the DSP Blackberry Beauty, which that's coming back in. So if you didn't get it yet, make sure you get it next time. 4 1/4 by 3 white, and then this little teeny piece, 1/2 by 3 Blackberry Bliss, and another snowflake. So we're gonna do the same thing with snowflake, put it on the angle. So take a screenshot of that, and then we'll get started. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Wanda. All right, so take your little things off of here, and then we're just gonna stamp the words. These cards are like, I mean, really, how much less stamping could you do? One stamp. And then put whatever you want on the inside. You can put snowflakes, you can put trees, whatever you want to do. All right, so we're going to do our piece on earth right here as close to the edge as you can get it. And let's say a little prayer that Lisa will, oh look, I kind of messed it up right there. Let's say a little prayer that Lisa will get the ribbon good on this one and not mess it up like the last one. All right, so then we're going to put these together. So first we'll do this one. And this paper right here is like the most gorgeous paper. I was really hoping that Stampin' Up! Would keep the Peaceful Place or this one because they're so beautiful. But, I mean, normally they don't keep any paper, but they are keeping that pine cone one, which I like that one too, but not as much as these other ones. This one is just so pretty. All right, and then we're going to put this, let's put this piece on first. I'm sorry I keep going off the page. I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, why is it down so low? I think I just have my phone. Hold on, let me tilt the phone just a little bit. There. Alright, so glue this one right here. Close to the edge again, like maybe about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Maybe I'll put it a little bit farther over so the snowflake won't hang off. I don't want to cover the words either. And then just trim that because I got a little sliver hanging off. Alright, then we're going to do this cat corner again. And get it as close to the right side as you can. And, oops, that's a little crooked. I don't want it hanging off that edge. Oh well, too late. Alright, then put the snowflake on with a couple glue dots. You know, these are my old glue dots. I bought a ton of these, so I still have packs from like 2 years ago. But the new glue dots are like on backwards. So instead of having them on the roll here, they're on your tape like upside down, which throws me every time I use one of the newer ones. All right, so then put your snowflake like right here. We don't want to really cover the word up. So like right there. All right, now we're gonna try my ribbon, and let's really hope that we can do this. It's so much harder when you're on a camera to do things. All right, so we need a little piece of the white seam binding ribbon. That's what's going to hold it all together. We're going to cut this up the middle. And this is, I know you guys have heard me talk about Tammy Wilson. She's one of the artisans for Stampin' Up. She's the one who like started this whole ribbon cutting up the middle thing. So it makes it thinner, so then it makes like a much prettier bow. Because I never thought of doing this before until I saw her do it, and I was like, oh my gosh, these bows are so pretty because they're like thinner. And then you can like make more loops and make them fluffier. So I don't know exactly how much I need. I kind of just cut it until it looks like a good amount because I want to make enough for 4 loops. And you just kind of keep going. Oh, you guys can't see me again. Every time I look at the camera, I'm like off the camera. You should tell me. Linda says, I was going to ask you if you had mega supply of the old glue. Yeah, I do. I probably still have about 4 or 5 more boxes of it. And I have some new ones too. But every once in a while, I grab a new one instead of the old one. I'm like, why did they change that? I don't know. All right, so that should be enough, hopefully. So we're just going to start, make a loop. And look, I'm not coordinated again. All right, make a loop. And then you're going to come back this way, make another loop. And then, oops, we're already messing up. All right, make another loop. And another loop. So I've got 4 loops. And then you just want to squinch it all together. And then you need your tweezers, which I got on Amazon. So we're going to hold that smushed together, and we'll just trim the ribbon. And then you want to put this other ribbon like underneath it, kind of wrap it around. Let me turn it this way, it's easier. All right, so we're going to get this, oops. I really probably shouldn't have done a video tonight. I'm getting punchy. I'm so tired. Okay. Now I really need like an extra hand, I swear. Okay, so we're going to squinch that up, and we're going to do this at the same time that we take the tweezers off, and hope it doesn't come apart. And then just squeeze this together. Oops. Make sure it's straight, so I got it crooked. Scoot it over just a little bit. All right, and then when it looks like it's in the middle, pull it tight. And then tie a little knot to hold it. I've got way too much white ribbon here, but it was just the end of the roll, so I grabbed it. Okay, and then we're going to trim it all up. So the white you don't really want too much of to show. And then we're going to fluff it So just fluff your little loops and make it all beautiful. It still came out pretty good. Not as good as that one. That one came out really good. And then we're just going to trim it. I can do much better when I don't have people watching. Even though, like, you aren't sitting here watching, I know you're watching. It's like when I'm checking in patients and they're just staring at me. Then I like start typing bad. Because I can type really fast unless somebody's staring at me watching. And then it's like all of a sudden I start messing up. I don't know why. Alright, so there we go. And we're going to put that on with glue dot. Let's see which side. I think this side looks better. It's so quiet in here. Alright, so stick that right in the middle of your snowflake and fluff it a little bit more. And then we're going to put some pearls on here too. So more of these gold pearls. Where'd my take your pick tool go? I'm losing everything. Alright, I don't even know where I put it. Well, you just use the scissors. Oh, I think I forgot Wink of Stella on the last card. We have to do some Wink of Stella. Oops, that's too straight. Let's do one there. And there. We'll put like, oops, lost it. 5 on here. For some reason, you always want to do an odd number. I don't know why, but that's what somebody told me. Let's do 1 here. There we go. All right, so last thing is Wink of Stella, and then we are done. How many cards? Oh, that's 45 minutes I've been on here. Dang. This is longer than I thought it was. That's all because that ribbon didn't cooperate on the other one. Okay. I think that was the bad Wink of Stella because it didn't come out very good. All right. Hopefully you can see that in my ribbon. It did come out pretty good. I love these little things that hang out the side too. All right. So we're done. Yay. All right. So we made all these cards. We're not going to put the ugly one in there. So what do you guys think of the cards tonight? Do you love them? Love them, love them. All right, let's see what everybody says. I really like this card, especially the ribbon. Thanks, Diane. Sharon says beautiful. Wanda says gorgeous. Danette says that's so pretty. Audrey says, I love how you crack yourself up. I know it. I know it. I always do. You got to laugh at yourself because I know everybody else is laughing at me, so I'll just laugh at myself too. All right, so I hope you guys liked this video. Sorry that one ribbon didn't cooperate on this one. I don't know what happened with that. But trust me, it's easier than it looks because it's really easy. I don't know what happened tonight, but thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget, you can always place an order right here on stampingwithlisa.com. I'd love for you to order from me if you don't have a demonstrator. Use the host code for me if you would. That would help me out. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it. And I will be back on Saturday, probably Saturday night, date night with Lisa, because I'm not doing anything Saturday except stamping. So, it'll probably, since I got to work tomorrow, it'll probably take me all day Saturday to come up with something good. I kind of have an idea in mind of what I'm going to do, but it'll be a surprise. Linda says, beautiful cards. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Yes, me too. Patty says, love the bows. Starla says, I'm going to make all 4. Yay! I love that. So, hope you guys have fun making these yourself if you love them. And I'll be back on Saturday. You guys have an awesome night. And hope you enjoyed this video. And didn't shake your head too much and say, oh, Lisa, you're really messing up tonight. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.